Right, well, this is fun. We've just arrived at the train station only to find that our train to London has been cancelled. So what they've done is they're going to let us on the next one at 12 minutes past 4, which leaves us 20 minutes behind schedule. So we should still make it to the show because it's not that too big of a difference. And yes, we will be on our way very soon, but for now I shall see you again when we're on the train and on our way down. See you in a bit. Hi everyone, it's me, Ella, and welcome back to another video. Now this one is actually slightly different compared to the last two that I put out, as this is going to be my first theatre trip review video. My latest theatre trip was to see Standing at the Sky's Edge at the Gillian Lynne Theatre in London. I went with my very good friend Jack Wright, who you may know as Jack Pop Button Lewis on here, and I did try to vlog our little trip, but upon coming home and reviewing some of the footage back, I wasn't really that overly happy with how it turned out, which is why this is going to be a review video instead. And that little bit of footage that you did see at the beginning of the video, the train that was originally booked to take me to London to meet Jack at the theatre, I got to the station only to find that the train had been cancelled. So that actually delayed me by 20 minutes, putting us behind schedule. But they did put us on the next one, and we still made it to the show in time, which was brilliant news. So upon arriving to the theatre, we went straight in via the access entrance on Parker Mews through stage door, using a lift to take us up to P20 and P21, which were our seats for the evening. Now, as I use a wheelchair to get around, I have to book either access seats that allow me to stay in the wheelchair, or transfer seats that allow me to transfer to one of the theatre's aisle seats to see the show. And because of that, sometimes I have to go through the access entrance to get to the seat, as opposed to the standard entrance. Anyway, so P20 and P21, they were our seats for the evening, and the seats reminded me of where I normally sit to see a production at the Savoy Theatre. But what you've got at the Gillian Lynne is you have the seats, and then you have this big long bar across the seats, and then over the bar you've got this really clear, amazing view of the stage, no obstructions whatsoever. So a brilliant view and fantastic seats. Now, those of you that don't know me, I am a huge fan of Pretty Woman the musical, and Rachel Wooding, who originally played Kit DeLuca in the West End production, she is currently in Standing at the Sky's Edge, so I was very excited to see her perform. And on the day that we went, she was there, and oh my goodness me, her performance as Rose was incredible. I absolutely loved it. It was definitely well worth the wait, and up until Standing at the Sky's Edge, I hadn't seen Rachel since her stint in Pretty Woman. And surprisingly, I could still hear a bit of Kit DeLuca hanging around in there, which was amazing. Now, Jack actually pointed out to me during the interval while we were there that we had Monique Ash Palmer from the previous vaudeville cast of 6 performing alongside Rachel, covering for, I believe it was Bobby Little from a previous cast of Heathers. And wow, just to have Monique and Rachel perform alongside each other in the same show, that was amazing. Both their performances were absolutely brilliant. And Monique, I did actually get the opportunity to see her as Catherine of Aragon in 6 quite a while ago. I think it was at one of the sing-alongs. And it was lovely to see Monique again at Standing at the Sky's Edge. It was brilliant. It was wonderful to see her again. In fact, it was wonderful to see both Rachel and Monique again. I absolutely loved their performances. Now, moving on to the actual show itself. With the story, it did actually take me a little bit of a while to get into it, but I think that the score and the songs actually complemented the story really well. I had actually listened to some of the cast recording before seeing the show, and that really was something that I really enjoyed. The fact that the story complemented, no, other way round, that the songs complemented the story really well. That is something that I particularly enjoyed about the production. Something else that I enjoyed was the immersiveness of it. Interestingly, even though Standing at the Sky's Edge isn't really an immersive production, there is a little bit where the cast are in quite close proximity to the audience. And on that I shall say no more, but I thought that really added to the theatre going experience and really connected me to what I was seeing on stage, which is quite similar to what I was saying about the score of Bonnie and Clyde in the previous video. But of course, with Standing at the Sky's Edge, the connection to the story is in a different way, which I think is really interesting. But yes, the immersiveness of it really connected me to what I was seeing on stage, and I think that it was lovely to have that connection there. How they've done the staging as well, I think that was very clever, especially to have it all take place around this flat. I think how they've staged it was really clever. So yes, I think that's all I have to say in terms of Standing at the Sky's Edge. A very clever production. I really enjoyed it, highly recommend it, and I would say 5 stars. Go and see it if you can. It is an amazing show. The story is really moving, even though I didn't actually cry, but I did get connected to what I was seeing on stage, which was beautiful for me to see, and for me to have that connection to the story. It was amazing, which really made me feel, I think, part of it. So the story was really moving. The score was so captivating. I absolutely loved it. And then all the cast as well, they were incredible. The whole cast were incredible. I absolutely loved the show, and if I had the time to go and see it again, I certainly would. I absolutely loved it. 5 stars all round. Thoroughly enjoyable evening. Amazing. And that is all I have to say on Standing at the Sky's Edge. Go and see it if you can. So that brings this review video to a close. But what I will say is, if any of my theatre vlogs don't quite turn out how I want them to be, I will be doing another video like this. And on that note, I shall say keep an eye on my channel, because I have got some very exciting content coming up, including my next theatre trip, which will be to see Everybody's Talking About Jamie for the 3rd time, may I add, in Leicester. I am really looking forward to seeing this show again. It is going to be brilliant, so keep an eye out for that. And also, following my trip to Standing at the Sky's Edge, I also went to the West End Flea Market the following day and bought quite a lot of merchandise and things there. So keep an eye out for that, as well as I will be doing a what I got at the West End Flea Market very, very soon. And on that note, that brings this video to a close, and I shall see you next time.